Very good afternoon to all the dear participants. Welcome to the day 7 of the 2 weeks online joint faculty development program on AI for teaching and learning, jointly organized by Electronics and ICT Academies at IIT Guwahati, MNIT Jaipur, Triple ITTM Jabalpur, NIT Patna, and IIT Kanpur. So I welcome you all to the day 7 of the faculty development program. So today our expert for the session is Miss Pranamika Buragohain. So she is there connected with us. So before handing over the platform to her, let me give a brief introduction of her. So Miss Pranamika Buragohain is currently working as a project engineer at ICT Academy, IIT Guwahati. She has completed her Bachelor's of Engineering from Guwahati University in the field of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering and her Master's from Tezpur University in the field of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Previously, she has worked as a Junior Research Fellow in the Center for Nanotechnology, IIT Guwahati. Her research interest includes biosensors, theranostic devices, neural network artificial intelligence, biomedical instruments, and smart healthcare. She has research paper publications in various reputed journals such as Sensors International, Biosensors and Bioelectronics, Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews, etc. With this brief introduction, I would like to welcome her and hand over the platform to her. Over to you, Ms. Pranamika.
Okay, thank you so much, Vartika, for the quick introduction. So, a very warm good afternoon to all our esteemed faculty members who have joined us today for our interactive session. So, I hope I'm clearly audible to all. Vartika, if you could just confirm once.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So, in today's session, we will be having an interactive session today where we will be diving into some of the very exciting AI tools that are currently helping the educators transform the way they are working and connecting in the digital world, and the way they are, curating modules and assignments and presentations so that is my voice not audible, Vartika? Some of the participants are
No, ma'am, your
sharing.
voice is completely audible. Just your
Okay.
video is a little blurred, but your voice is
Okay, so I'll do
completely
one
audible.
thing. I'll do one thing. I'll just stop my video so that we can have an uninterrupted session.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, as I was saying, uh, we will be looking into some of the AI tools like ChatGPT, Canva, Padlet, and how these tools will be, making the teaching more creative and efficient and fun for both the educators and the students. So let me just share my screen once. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you so much, Vartika. So as I said, the main agenda of our today's session will be mostly on ChatGPT. We'll be exploring Canva and all the quirks and perks of using Canva for education. We'll be starting on Padlet, and then we'll be having a small interactive session. So we will not be wasting so much of time on ChatGPT because I presume my predecessors have already taken some very interesting sessions on it. So we'll be diving more into Canva and looking more into the offerings of Padlet and Canva. So if I ask, like, what is the role of AI in modern classrooms? So in today's world, AI has helped a lot in enhancing the learning experiences of students with the help of these intelligent tools. It's helped it's helped us to transform traditional learning environments and curate personalized learning experiences by helping the educators in tailoring lessons which will be beneficial as per the pace of individual students. if I talk about transforming traditional learning environments, what I mean to say is that suppose when we were students working, when we were students, so what our faculties would do is they would give us assignments, they would give us homeworks, and the only resource for addressing those homeworks or assignments for us was the books that we could get from the library or the books that we bought. So what we would do is that we would go through different books, we would go through different chapters, different topics of the same chapter, and we would curate an answer according to that, and we'd prepare an answer. So what this did was it took us a little bit of time. The time duration was longer for us while creating answers. But the same thing for today's children, more it's less time consuming because of the fact that internet accessibility is very good in today's world. Even in the remotest places also nowadays internet facility is available. So students nowadays, what they do is they likely go to ChatGPT, they type the question or the assignment there, and they can easily avail the resources from there. But it's also beneficial for educators is because it helps us to curate explanations as per the pace of the student's understanding level. Because in a class when you're teaching, there'll definitely be sets of students whose pace of understanding a certain topic is different. Some students will be able to understand it more faster compared to some students who will take a little bit of time in grasping the concepts. So what we can easily do is we can just go to ChatGPT. We can ask them, suppose, for example, like explain the workings of a transformer. So what you can do is that you can request for that explanation in different ways, like as per the understanding capability of the student. For a mediocre student, you can request ChatGPT to provide a very simple explanation of the workings of a transformer. On the other hand, for a student who already has a good understanding and grasp of the concept, who wants to understand it on a higher level, so you can request for a more advanced version of the same workings and principles of the transformer. So personalized individual pace learning has been made accessible for the teachers also. And by leveraging this data analytics, the AI supports educators in identifying the strengths of the students as per their areas for improvement. The AI tools, they have their own benefits. As we can know, like just now, as I said, they help us in personalized learning. It helps us to tailor content and as per the pace of the individual students. It's great for adaptive learning platforms based on performance of students. It helps in automative administrative tasks like grading quizzes, preparing schedules, attendances. All these can be automatically prepared just by putting the data on the templates. It's a very good smart tutoring system. By which I mean is that these AIs, they are available 24/7. The explanations, the help that they can provide, it's available 24/7, and it's wonderful as reinforcement learning for students outside the classroom. They help in language support and translation. They are really good tools for accessing real-time translation for non-native speakers and helps them in understanding the contents. Like suppose for me, my mother tongue is Assamese, but I have educators connected with me today from Pan India who might not be comfortable if I start speaking in Assamese. Suppose I am someone who doesn't understand English or who is not comfortable or who cannot speak in English, but I can explain a certain topic to you in Assamese. But that will not be comfortable for you because you might not be able to understand Assamese. So in that cases, these AI tools are very much beneficial as they help in this real-time language translations. They also help in tracking the student progress and identifying the learning gaps for teachers. They are wonderful content creation. They give wonderful templates for content creations like quizzes, flashcards, and even lesson plans. 24/7 learning support, as I've already said, these chatbots, virtual assistants, they can answer questions anytime and encourage learning beyond school hours also. Suppose a tutor is not available to a student at some point during the night time when he's practicing his homework or when he's doing his homework. So at that time, these AI tools, they help him in grasping the concepts. We also have some wonderful games also for in these areas. Like we can, as educators, we can urge our students to engage themselves more on games like there's this game in Google Play, you can see, which is about jumbled words. So what happens is that the letters of the word is jumbled up, and they have to assemble it and create the proper word. Suppose for the spelling of tomato, all the letters will be jumbled, and the student, they have to analyze and you know curate the proper word. So all these gamification tools are also available. Inclusive education, where AI tools, they support the learners with disabilities, and for text to speech, speech to text, personalized accommodations, they are also easily provided. And global learning access. Like I said, AI enables remote and distance learning at a large scale, where internet availability today is at even at rural places and unreserved areas, they can get access to high quality resources. Moving on, first we will be learning a little bit about ChatGPT. So basically, ChatGPT, as I'm sure as you have already previously learned, it's an AI-powered chatbot which was developed by OpenAI and helps us to understand and generate human-like text through natural language processing. And it uses the generative pre-trained transformer models. It's very useful for educators as it helps in writing and editing. It helps in learning and explaining topics to students. Is very useful for coding and debugging, for brainstorming ideas, translating languages, and summarizing contents. As educators, ChatGPT, it helps you in generating lesson plans, teaching materials, creates quizzes, worksheets, assignments, get simplified explanations for complex topics. Like I said earlier, you can go for individual pace learning of students. It helps us in drafting emails, reports, feedback forms for students, and also is useful for brainstorming classroom activities. But ChatGPT has its advantages and disadvantages also. So before going to the advantages and disadvantages of ChatGPT, let us just quickly have a go through about the interface of ChatGPT. So currently, I think we are in ChatGPT 5.0. So we can either go to ChatGPT, go up on the upgraded version. I think you have to pay for the upgraded versions, or we can, maximum of the work is completed in the basic versions also. So this is the basic interface of ChatGPT where we can ask them anything. But there's always this limitation for ChatGPT is that they cannot, since it's artificial intelligence, as we all know, it cannot curate anything on its own. It cannot generate something from scratch. Whatever we ask it, or whatever queries we throw at it, it will search the entire World Wide Web to provide you with the at least the most relevant of answers for your requested topic. Suppose if I ask them about like earlier, as I said, workings sim simplified workings of a transformer. So it will provide with me a very basic explanation of how a transformer looks or how a transformer works actually. And then it will give me some options also, like I might need, if I want to have a simple drawing diagram also along with the explanation. So you can just copy that. We don't even have to write the entire sentence. I can just show it as simple diagram. So it will analyze and It will provide with a very simplified sketch of a simple transformer. So my internet is actually a bit slow in this. Yeah. It's a very simple diagram of how a transformer works with the main inputs and the self-attention feed forward and the output. Similarly, like we have here some suggestions. If we go for Python MCQ creation, it will automatically provide with the set of MCQs. Suppose you want to have a small quiz session with your students before going into the new topic. You want to have a small assessment of how much the students have learned in the previous topics. So you can ask ChatGPT to curate 10 questions on transformers and it will create it along with the answer key also. Like if we go for provide the answer key with explanation, so it will provide the answer key for this set of questions along with the explanations. We can also upload images, we can create images, add photos and files, go for deep researches also, but these are more beneficial in the paid versions. So that is what I was saying, that ChatGPT has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. So advantages are, as we know, it's easily accessible, ease of use, it's easy to use, easily accessible, the interface is very basic, saves time, creates productivity, is a great tool for learning and education, for creating content. It's multilingual, it's available 24/7, it's very versatile, available across platforms. We can access it from Windows, we can access it from iOS, we can access it from Android. Versatile applications. It's a very cost-effective tool also. But along with the advantages, we have certain disadvantages also. Mostly they have accuracy issues. It has limited knowledge in the fact that it will only be able to provide you knowledge, or it will only be able to provide you with content that is available already on the internet. But it helps you to save time rather than going to Google and searching for everything on the internet. ChatGPT will help you in searching it itself in a very short span of time, hardly 30 seconds to 1 minute. There might be certain bias and ethical concerns also. Bias and ethical concerns mainly for what purpose the students are using ChatGPT. Like suppose for research publications, students are supposed to work on a certain module and use their critical and analytical thinking in research publications. But if they directly suggest the subject matter in ChatGPT and curate and take everything from there, then there will be a lot of plagiarism issues, which is also not ethically correct for research publications. Dependency and overuse. Dependency and overuse is another very important factor that we as educators we need to monitor the students on. By dependency and overuse, what I mean to say is that let me give you a small example of a day-to-day activity that had happened with me also. So one time I went to the bank with my younger brother, and we were supposed to write an application for bank closure, for account closure, and give it to the branch manager. So the branch manager told me to fill the account closure form and write an application and just submit it to him. So I had a time constraint for this. I had to write the application quickly because the branch manager had to go somewhere else also. So just as I was about to write, my brother told me that why are you thinking and writing? Just go to ChatGPT, it will automatically provide with you the template. So that point at that point, I looked at my brother and I thought for a minute, like this was both a necessary and an unnecessary statement at that point. Necessary in the fact that yes, we were having a time crunch. We were in a time crunch. We were in a hurry as the manager had to go somewhere else. So ChatGPT became our easy option. But also at that point, it made me think like, are we as human beings uh, you know, being over dependent on AI? Or are we, in some way, are we in some way, like I can say, not using our analytical and critical thinking as much as we should? Like, are our students, as though that's what I'm trying to say, is that we as educators, we need to monitor our students. Like, are they over dependent on AI to the point that even writing simple things where they should now be developing those skills of writing applications, writing letters, drafting emails, all the skills that they should be developing, are they currently developing those skills, or are they directly just prompting it to ChatGPT and being dependent on that? Overuse is another point where I have seen that nowadays some of the students, what they do is that they talk with ChatGPT as a friend. So they will upload a photograph of theirs. They will request ChatGPT to suggest some sort of hairstyle for their look. ChatGPT will give them one answer, then they will counter argue with ChatGPT like, no, this is not correct. I don't like it in this style. I want it in that style. Then ChatGPT will curate another hairstyle. Then they will give some more inputs. ChatGPT will give its input. And one day, what happened is that during one such activity by uh, by one uh, by one female friend of mine that I know, what she did in the end was she trusted more on the opinion that was shared to her by an AI bot rather than the opinion that was shared to her by us with human intelligence. She relied more on the artificial intelligence as compared to the human intelligence. So that is another part where we need to uh, focus on. Just give me 1 minute. I think my video is on. Okay. Yeah. So ChatGPT, all in all, is a very powerful and helpful tool, but it's
Ma'am, you're not audible. Pranamika, ma'am, you're not audible. I can be assured that this will be received by me, right? I should give it the again. Dear participants, we request you to kindly allow us 1 to 2 minutes to solve this technical issue. Pranamika ma'am will get back to the session as soon as the issue is resolved. Thank you.
yeah. Hello, Vartika, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible now. Yes, ma'am, you're audible, but your screen is not visible.
Yeah, I've just actually stopped my screen share. Let me just try it again.
Oh.
Is it visible now, Vatika?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so as I was saying, ChatGPT has its own disadvantages. On the fact that we as educators, we need to monitor the quality control and areas in which our students are, or the extent to which our students are currently using ChatGPT or any AI tool for that matter, because in the end, human intelligence will always overpower AI. AI currently is in the progress level of being progress level where it's around approx 1/10 of the working functions of a honeybee, and human intelligence surpass it by quite a huge magnitude. So we should see that our students, or as teachers, we should see that our students, they are not overly dependent on AI for every small to big things. First, they should directly use their analytical and critical thinking, and then on areas where they might get stuck or they might need immediate help, then and there they should be dependent on these tools like ChatGPT. So moving ahead, we'll be discussing on Canva. So Canva is a graphic design platform that lets us easily create visual content like posters, presentations, social media post, logo, invitation, resume, certificates. So they have templates for all these tabs. It's an online graphic design platform, very easy to use, simple drag and drop options are there. It was founded by Melanie Perkins in 2013, and as of now, up to 2025, it has over 170 million users worldwide. So what happens in Canva is that they provide everyone. It's a generalized platform where people from all areas, be it educators, be it businessmen, be it some technical people, anyone and everyone can use Canva. They have customizable templates for all backgrounds of people. Some of them are free, some we have to pay for it. We can upgrade. There are two versions for it. One is the basic version, one is the upgraded pro version. But we can upgrade to the pro version also, because Canva and the pro version is a total game changer. It's very beneficial and it has lots of very good templates also. But the free version is also very good, if you ask me. So we'll definitely look into the interface and we'll work on it. So you can easily collaborate the tools, the templates, whatever is provided in in Canva, to Teams, to Google Classrooms. They have video editing and animation tools also. And as I said, like ChatGPT, it's available for both web, iOS, and Android. It's a cross-platform application. So if you ask me what is the benefit of educators in Canva, so educators, we will see in the application also. It helps in lesson planning and teaching materials. You can prepare worksheets, flashcards, infographics. It's very engaging. Though the templates are ready to use, the templates are ready made. You just have to, share your inputs and prepare it as per your required module. You can put animations there, you can put videos there and make it more presentable, more interactive for the students, more engaging for the students. You can create newsletters, event posters, announcements, uh, flyers, assessment tools, quizzes, interactive activities, everything is available. And it also, for students, suppose for finishing school, you can help the students in creating their resumes, portfolios, etc. So one of the biggest benefit, like you might ask me, that why are we moving to Canva when we can, we can prepare we can prepare presentations and all these posters also in Microsoft PowerPoint also, because PowerPoint also has a lot of themes to offer. Uh, one reason why I would say is that Microsoft PowerPoint has themes which are stagnant. They are not upgraded every other day. But Canva is such a platform where you can collaborate both as creator also or both as a user also. If you are someone who is interested, or if you are someone who's good in graphics design, you can create templates which you can publish it on Canva, and someone who wants to use, or who's open Canva to prepare presentations, they, if they like your template, they can use it also, and you get paid also for it. So you can you can collaborate with Canva as a creator also, or you can use it to create some other modules also. Because of this very reason, Canva is always upgraded, always updated. Every other day, you can always find new templates being added to Canva. And so before moving on to advantages of Canva, we can go to a direct interface of Canva. So this is the basic interface where I'll just show you how to log in. So my account is already logged in here. So you can create, once you type canva.com, you will come to a page where you can find the login option or create your account option. If you type into create your account, it's very easy to create. You can directly create it through your Gmail, or you can create it through your Apple ID. You have to just type in your Gmail, provide consent, and your account is created. So like I said, they have two versions. One is the pro version and one is the basic version. So this is a very simple interface of Canva, where here you can see they have multiple tabs as per your requirement. You can go for certificate generation, logo generation, sheets, docs. The sheets and docs are almost similar to Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. You can go for presentation creation, social media post. You can edit photos, videos, go for printable items. You can also go for website creation. But these are all for the general public. If I go to, so here you can see there are different tabs. One is the create option, where you can create. So they will give you these options, like what you want to work on. Would you like to work on presentations? Would you like to create a logo? Would you like to go for an Instagram post for your academy? If you wanted to, suppose your academy has hosted a hackathon, so you can create those posts, create like you can edit those photos of the hackathon, the students that they have participated, and you can edit them nicely. You can post it on Instagram. So they have a lot of options for everyone. So if I directly go to, you can see here is the template option. I directly went to the template option, and you can see they have templates for business people, for social media, education, marketing, print products uh, like the ones we have for our colleges also, personalized t-shirts, personalized cards, uh, all those things, photo books, gift certificates, mugs, Canva prints, posters, mouse pads, water bottle. So you can, for your department also, you can easily, create these images which can be directly pasted on the water bottles and then released or distributed amongst the students. You can go for cards and invitations, but mostly as educators, your work might be mostly in this area. So you can see they have a lot of offerings for everyone. Suppose we go directly to the science section, and suppose I want to create a presentation for artificial intelligence. So I can directly type it as presentation template for AI. It's already there for me. So they will automatically provide me with around 20,000 templates to choose from. So it's a wide range of template selection that they are providing me. So here you can see in this template, if you can see, this is a free template, but here this is a paid version because they have this small crown here. You can directly see it. So when I click near the crown, it shows upgrade to Canva Pro to use this premium template. So I cannot, if unless and until I upgrade myself to the Pro version, I cannot use this template. But I can use these templates which do not have any such crown shaped logo at the bottom of the templates. So here we have a Pro version template. So the Pro version templates are also very nice, but the generalized templates are also equally good. Suppose I want to customize this template. So I can go to customize template and automatically it will provide all the slideshows. And here I can add more between, suppose here I want to add, so I can directly add one page or I want to delete. So you can see there are 3 dots here. I can directly delete. It's very easy to use. The interface is very easy and very interesting also. With you can play around a lot, like how to make your presentations more interesting and engaging for students. They give you a lot of scope to play around with. Suppose you like this template, but you don't like the font, so you can directly click on this and go to the font space where you can select a different font of your choice. They have a lot of options for that also. They have more than 100 plus fonts also, along which you can play around. Suppose you don't like this image, you can directly delete this image and download some other image from Google. Suppose in this template, here you can see that they have already provided an image of a boy working on computer. But suppose you don't want it to be this image, you want an image of your college. So you can just click on this image and go to delete. So they will provide you with 2 options. One is delete image or delete frame. If you delete the image, the frame remains, but the image is deleted. But if you delete the frame, then the entire set will be deleted. So suppose you want so I can go to images. I can select one image of IIT Guwahati. I can copy it and directly, once I have deleted this image, I have kept the frame, but I have only deleted the image. I'll paste IIT Guwahati's photo. And like I said, they provide easy drag and drag and drop options. So you can see it has automatically fitted itself as per the frame. So in this way, you can edit the images also as per your requirement. So maybe suppose you don't like, or you suppose you don't like this computer, so you can directly type computer images. You can directly download this from Google. Suppose you want this image, you can copy this image and place it directly here. So it's very easy to use the interface. It gives you a lot of scope to, you know, bring out the creativity in you, how you want your sessions to go. You can also change, suppose you feel that this background is too dark for me or too bright for me, you can change the background colors also. You can go for simple basic ones here. You can change the text color also. Since here already I have placed it in white, so the text color I can go for dark, for black, or you can play around with different colors also. You can go for this color also. About us will be changed to a darker color. Or suppose you don't like the colors that are available here. So then what you can do is you can go to add a new color. So they provide you with the entire WebGeo color bar, and you can select a color template of your choice and you can edit the slide. So similar to this presentation, you can create posters, or you can go to category and you can search what you would like to work on. If you would like to work on presentation or logo, suppose you want to conduct a competition for your students. So you don't have to be dependent on some outside shop to help you create certificates or generate certificates. You can easily choose a certificate template of your choice, and you can customize this template as per the competition that you would like to organize between different sections or between the different classes. So you can easily edit the certificates as per your requirement and send it for printing. Then we have other categories also, like documents in Canva is almost similar to the ones, like I already said, almost similar like to the ones in Word, but with different formattings. You can go for, they provide you with different templates. You can directly either go to create a blank doc also. Blank doc is exactly like Word doc. It has all these options like headings, subheadings. Okay, headings, suppose you write shell intelligence. If this is the heading, you can place it, you can align as per your requirement. You can go for subheadings also. Anything you can write for subheadings. Then you can write the body, just like you work in a doc, Word doc, it's the same. You can change the font also. Everything is almost similar. The size of the font, colors, everything. But you can also, this is a blank doc in which you can work if you want, or they provide you with templates also. Like suppose this is a letterhead, professional letterhead. You can work on this template also for letterheads. You can put your college's logo, college name, and just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So you can work on these templates also if you want, or suppose letterhead is not something that you're looking for. You can go for financial reports, business proposals. So they offer research paper writing. They provide templates for research papers also. You can customize this template as per your requirement. And if suppose your college has some sort of research conclave organized by your school or college, then you can edit these templates and display them also in those research conclaves. So there are thousands of templates in through which you can, bring out the creative ideas and work around it so that you can make your classes and sessions very interesting. Poster presentation is also there that you can, showcase in your research conclaves or any seminars that you might hold. These are the paid versions, but then similarly we have the free versions also for poster presentation. You can customize these templates according to the requirement of your event. So they're very easy to use. The basic structure is the same. The editing, the drag and drop option. You can modify the font as per your requirement. You can modify the images as per your requirement. You can either completely erase an image, or you can just erase the frame of, you can keep the frame of that image and just delete the image and put a new image, just like I had shown in the presentation. So these are some of the features that is available in Canva. You can edit videos also, you can edit photos also, your class photos or your class videos. If you have, if you want to edit, you can edit them also for your website. So these are some infographic templates that are available in Canva, which you can use in any events that might be happening in your institute. So so far, let me just pause for a minute and see if you have any questions. Mm. Okay, so what Dr. Rekha has asked, what is the difference between plagiarism and AI content? So there's not much difference between plagiarism and AI content, ma'am. So plagiarism is a word which the meaning of plagiarism is that whatever has been drafted for a research work or whatever has been drafted by a student, if someone is into research work, if they have drafted something, to check whether it is a completely authentic proposal curated 100% by them, or is it something that they have taken up from some online platform. So we can check for plagiarism in the content that they have provided us with by uh, trying to see if the subject matter is the completely genuine subject matter, or they have taken it up from any platform such as ChatGPT or Google or anything. Uh, okay, just while working on Canva, is it necessary to have graphic design knowledge such as color theory, design principles like in CorelDRAW? If one don't have a strong color sense, how can I still create original and visually appealing interfaces for different projects? Ravinder sir, you don't need to have a graphic design knowledge. Having a good sense of, having a design sense will definitely help you in creating more and more interesting templates, but it's not mandatory to know them, because Canva, as you could see, it already provides you with a lot of templates around which you can play and create visually appealing interfaces for different projects. That is one of the biggest benefit. We can pick the colors for research analysis diagrams. Petapa ma'am, I'm not able to understand, like, pick colors for research analysis diagrams. Through which platform are you? You're asking about a platform, or you're asking about plagiarism? Like, if colors will be a hindrance, because colors are not a hindrance for plagiarism. Content is, like, what you're writing in your research proposal, it has to be 100% authentic. So if it's not authentic, then you might have problems of plagiarism, and your research work might not be considered as a genuine contribution to science. So pie diagram, bar diagram, No, pie diagram, bar diagrams, because what happens is if you, these are anyways, if you put the data, suppose you're working on an MS Excel sheet also, if you put the data there, so it will automatically curate the required pie diagrams and bar diagrams. So that is not considered as images are not considered, text are considered for plagiarisms. They, the plagiarism, there are plagiarism tools also. So they, put the data into the plagiarism tools, and the plagiarism tools, they, scan through the entire web to see how, from where you have, uh, for for a better use of the word, like where you have copied the stuff from. So copying of text is not acceptable neither in the examination halls nor in research papers. But diagrams and all are okay. They are not considered as plagiarized content. So another question is, ma'am, for certificate generation, so for certificate generation of more than 10 students, how to upload data from Excel sheets? Does free version of Canva support this feature? Yeah, certificate generation, you can, I think you can do it from worksheet, the worksheet that is provided here. But Canva doesn't support for MS Excel. You cannot directly take it from there, I think. So that is one disadvantage of Canva. It also has its limitations as well as its perks. So again, we have, okay, I have a big question. Uh, in Canva, I'm creating poster. Can you again, we have Dr. Santosh Kumar. Can you differentiate between plagiarism and AI content? So, as I said, plagiarism is basically copying someone else's work, and AI generated content is content that is created by AI. So what plagiarism will do is that it will check if your research is something that is a genuine research material, or you have copied it from some AI tool. So plagiarism is a way of checking if you have, you know uh, unethically copied it from another existing human's work, or if it is AI, if it is something that you have taken up from AI content. There's another thing that AI content isn't plagiarism by itself, but like plagiarism is misconduct, but AI content is not plagiarism by itself. You can, but using AI without acknowledgement, that can be considered as misrepresentation. In Canva, I'm creating a poster that consists of several sections. For example, if I have 5 sections and I want to increase the content in the second section, the section below it starts to overlap. When I add content in the middle, no, I also don't think that Canva has that option where it automatically adjusts, because it's a fixed layout, and you are the one who will be adjusting the layout as per your requirements. So then you will have to automatically, you will have to adjust the content yourself. It will not be adjusted automatically. That is one major drawback also. Yeah. So shall I give you like 6 to 7 minutes where you can, create a create your account on Canva and you can look at you can try and test the interface, and in case if you have any query you can directly ask me. So would you like to explore Canva a little bit on your own? I can give you 5 to 10 minutes for that. And in case if you have any query, you can directly come back and ask me again about it. Or shall we keep on continuing? The fun.
Yeah, dear participants, please let us know your responses in chat section. Uh, do you want to explore Canva in between, or you want to continue with the next? Okay.
You want to practice? Okay, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes so that you can check the interface of Canva and you can get back to me. You can download PPT if only subscribed for one day. If you even if you have not subscribed, suppose I'll just show you. Um, like I had done for go to templates, education. Suppose like I had previously shown you presentation template for AI. If I want to download any presentation template, it will provide me options in varied forms. Like if this is a free version, so I'll try to customize this. So once my customization has been done and this is the presentation that I want to download, so I can simply go to the, sorry, not this analytics part. I can simply go to the share option, and here from here I can go to the download option. In download, I can either download it in PDF format if I want to, or I can download it in PowerPoint version also. So it doesn't have to be that I should upgrade to the Pro version only in order to download any material from Canva. I can directly download it in PPT version also, or I can download it in video version also, where all the animations will be. In PowerPoint version, there is one small catch that the slideshows don't work on PowerPoint version. Like suppose not slideshow, sorry. The videos, they don't work on the PowerPoint version, but in the MP4 version, the videos will be active. You can share and collaborate with your work also. Suppose you are a team who are working on this presentation on AI. So what you can do is once you would like your team members also to share their input on your designs, so you can directly go here. You can either type the mail ID of your friend, or you can go to you can directly add the names also. Suppose I want to add Vartika's name, so I can directly share Vartika the invite and request her to be a part of this collaborated template. Yes, you can download the pro version template also, even if you're subscribed for only one day, you can download it. It's not a problem. Yes, Sapna ma'am, we'll definitely continue. I'm just waiting for a few more questions. Once everyone has checked the interface and they are, if in case they have any query. Sir, it's this one. Okay. Canva AI is an artificial tool that is inside Canva. It helps to it's actually recently added by Canva. It's a recent feature that was added by Canva around 2 months earlier, I would say. It helps you design faster, smarter. It has more creative options. Like instead of doing manually, AI features in Canva, it can assist you with text, images, design suggestions. Like we have Magic Write, create an image, code for me, create a video clip. Video clips are only for the upgraded version. So Magic Design, you can upload an image or text and Canva will automatically generate the ready to use design templates for it. So here you can go for codings, you can go for designs. It's almost the same. It's just that the AI will help you in designing and working on it a bit faster. So it's almost like ChatGPT. So here I have given create an interactive historical timeline, components that engage students, start with an example of coding. So automatically it's generating the code. So it's almost like ChatGPT only, but it has some for codings also. You can go for just 1 minute. Yeah, you have this magic eraser which removes all unwanted objects. People's nowadays we have this thing now where you upload a photo and you don't like someone who's standing at the background, so you can automatically erase and edit your photos like that. You can magically edit your images with AI, like replace a coffee cup with teacup in the photos. So all these facilities are provided in the Canva AI options. Yeah, so as I said, Canva has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. So, like you could all see, Canva, it was very easy to use. It's easy, it's free, it's affordable. You always have have the choice of, choosing, like, you want to upgrade yourself to the pro version, or you want to, avail the templates that are available in the free version. Pro version is around 4,000 for 1 year, I believe, and for monthly it's 500. And then you have this one day rates also. One day rate, maybe it's 70 rupees or 79 rupees, something like that. So you can opt for these one-time use monthly renewal plans also, or one-time plan also, or you can, you can also create wonderful stuff with the free templates also. As you could see, they have a huge template library, more than 20,000 plus presentation templates only for one topic, AI. For only AI, they have more than 20,000 plus topics. Similarly, there are n number of topics for which they have thousands and thousands of templates available for you to browse through and reflect upon and see if those templates can be used in creating proper uh, presentations or posters, which will be interactive for your students. You have collaboration features like I showed. You can collaborate with your team, with your students also. You can share the link with your students and you can collaborate and prepare a presentation together. It's cloud based, so that is one big advantage. Suppose you don't have your uh, laptop with you or your desktop with you. As it's a cloud based platform, you can access it from any devices as long as internet is there. That is one drawback, that it's totally internet dependent. You have variety of media for photos and all. Also, you have variety of templates. Like, I'll just show you one. For photo editor also, you have a number of templates. Going directly to Canva AI, just 1 minute. Suppose this image I want to edit. So they have given me a lot of options to edit the images, edit the texture, the temperature of the image as per my requirement, edit the brightness, the contrast, everything can be edited, or you can create designs also with this image. They have templates also for the same. So that is what I was saying, like they provide a wide variety of media. Just like ChatGPT, it's available cross-platform. Both they have a mobile version also. You can download it from Google Play, the app version, or you can, access it from iOS also. You can access it from Windows also. Very easy to share and export. Like I showed, you can export the files in PDF version, in PPT version, photos, in video version, and it's constantly updated. Canva is constantly updated because the creators of Canva, they keep on adding new templates every alternate days. So that is one big advantage over PowerPoint presentation. But Similarly, it has its disadvantages also. Biggest disadvantage is limited customization. Like you can if you don't go for the pro versions, you get limited set of templates. It's totally internet dependent. Without internet, your designs will neither be updated nor you will be able to access it. There's quality restrictions. The free plans, they have quality restrictions. Like I said, Canva Pro is a total game changer altogether. Then you might have copyright and licensing issues. There might be generic designs. Suppose there's a template that you selected, then there it might be an option that I might also have selected. So there might be a possibility that you know same design presentations are used. You might have performance with large projects. It might have performance issues over large projects, and also there is always the security and privacy concern wherever internet is accessible. So moving on from Canva, now we go to another interesting AI tool, which is called Padlet. So Padlet is, for an educator, Padlet provides a lot of scope to prepare and present lessons all in a total different way. So it's a digital tool that allows users to create and collaborate on virtual bulletin boards. It's often used in education, team projects, brainstorming sessions to share content in organized and visual format. So some of the key features of Padlet are multiple users can add content in real time. You can collaborate with your students at the same time by sharing the links with them, and they can add their contents along with you, almost like working together on Google Drive or on uh, this on Dropbox. So you can post text, images, links, videos, documents, voice recordings, and more. Includes all these layouts and all. You can we'll definitely check it out on Padlet when we will be using the interface. But you will see that it's it's one of a kind tool for an educator to make your classes more interesting and to make your classes more uh, interactive for your students. And like both ChatGPT and Canva, Padlet also works on web browsers, and it also has its own mobile applications both for iOS and Android. So why educators should use Padlet? Because it's easy to use, just like Canva. It's very user friendly. The drag and drop tools, it all makes the designings very creative with no, and you don't need to have any prior graphic design experience also for it. Ah, Padlet encourages student participation even more than Canva because Padlet has options like lesson planning, scheduling, and once we get to the interface part, you will be able to see how interactive Padlet is from a student perspective, from a student's point of view also. Their participation is very, necessary in almost all topics that you're trying to teach them. It supports collaboration, is visually very engaging and versatile for many activities, useful for formative assessment, and it has its privacy and control options also. That you as an educator, you will have that entire control over the uh, template that you will be working on. So before going into the difference between Canva and Padlet, let's just check out the interface of Padlet once. Uh, so this is the basic interface of Padlet, where you can see that this is my account which has already been created. If I log out of my account, you can either directly log in back, or you can, if you don't have an account, you can sign up here. So into it. Okay. So Padlet has different plans and pricings. So we have the free version also. We have gold, platinum, team, classroom, school, all these versions, and the offerings of all these versions. So one big drawback of the free version in Padlet is that you only get to access 3 Padlets, and your files, the video or audio files that you might upload or images that you might upload, you have this limitation of 20 MB file uploads. Can be a single user, and your video recordings, it cannot be more than of 2 minutes, or audio recordings cannot be of more than 5 minutes. This gold version, they have around 20 Padlets that they have to offer. Platinum version has unlimited Padlets. There's this file upload space uh, difference. You can go for 5-minute video recordings here, 15-minute video recordings on the platinum version, and 10 minutes of audio recording with 30 minutes of audio recording. So teams also, they have different offers. But for this also, we have a small trick in which we can keep reusing the 3 Padlets without having to pay any additional cost. So we'll go directly to the main page, where you can see this is the basic interface of Padlet. So here we can go to make. So once you go to make, you can see they have this blank board or a blank sandbox. And we have this AI recipes where they provide us with discussion boards, class activity creator, lesson plan, ideas for class activities, timeline of events. All these AI support is provided along with other normal supports also, like AI Art Studio, blogging, brainstorming boards, discussion board, maps, Kanban, resource board, slideshow, almost like presentation, student portfolios, timelines, and many more. There are even more for it. These are the featured ones, but when we go to education, you can see that they have so many offerings to provide you. Book report, book reviews, book club, breakout groups, bulletin boards, brochures, character sheets, choice board. They have a lot of daily schedules, daily attendance checker. Suppose we want to explore one of the AI provided tool, which was lesson plan. Suppose you want to plan lessons. So let us take the subject matter, since we are talking about AI tools. So let it be artificial intelligence, and let it be for higher education. Then topic or lesson objective, suppose I share it as artificial intelligence. Standards to align to, suppose we go for engineering. It's optional. You, if even if you don't give, that is also okay. But at least if you give it, the Padlet will have an understanding of the level of students that they need to curate to. Additional details is also optional, but there, even then you can give like class duration, topics covered, all this you can suggest, or it's okay if even if you don't suggest. So Padlet will create a lesson plan for you. Depending on the internet speed also, your it may take some time. So, but as a for an educator, I feel that compared to Canva, Padlet has more. Padlet has more opportunities to share with you. Like it has more templates to share with you or more background to give you. So you can see they have they have they are preparing the lesson plan for you on AI for engineering students, where you are given the learning objectives, what all other learning objectives. You can you have the primary learning objective, application understanding, technical skills. Students will demonstrate basic understanding of AI algorithm and be able to identify appropriate AI solutions. Then you have instructional activities where you can, you know, ask the students like how can AI revolutionize engineering practice and solve complex real-world problems. You can go for collaborative case study analysis, hands-on AI tool explorations. Then comes the assessment part where we can go for formative assessment through a quick poll. This assessment also, quick polls also, we will explore it. You have group presentation rubric, practical skill assessment, summative assessment quiz. For closure, they have planned the entire lesson plan on how you can carry forward your topic on AI for the engineering students. And in the end, they have also given you a homework also for as a case study where you can share it with the students. So this homework. You can do one thing is that suppose you want to see that these up to closure, this is something that you will be looking after. You will be analyzing it and you will plan your lesson according to that, according to this, and then you will teach your students. You want to give your students the option to choose any one of the homework from any one of the four options. So either you can directly go here, copy breakout room link, and you can, you know, directly share it with your students in your WhatsApp group also, or in your classroom also, Google Classroom that you have created, or your Telegram group also. You can directly send it, or you want to, you know, share only this homework with your students. So instead of copying everything, you can directly copy link to post and you can directly share it with your students. Suppose you want your students to, okay, suppose, okay, no, here we don't need to have the students' opinions, but suppose, so here they have given me that you have reached your Padlet quota, upgrade to continue making Padlets. Since I have not opted for the upgraded version, I am only on the basic version. So there is a small trick that I said we can use here. So here you can see personal neon, 3 of 3 Padlets used. So since I have already used 3 Padlet, I cannot use or I cannot create any more Padlets. But what I can do is that, so these are some of the earlier ones that I had not tried. So if I directly delete these Padlets, since if my work is already done and I don't need to create more, so I can, or I don't need, or I don't have any work regarding them, so I can delete these Padlets. So once I've deleted all the Padlet, you can see automatically changed to 0 of 3 Padlets used. So again, I can make 3 more Padlets. Then once those 3 Padlets have been created and suppose my work with them has also been over, so I can delete it. Suppose you want to go for timeline of events. You want to teach your students about, let's deviate a little bit from AI, career of Virat Kohli for higher education. And you can directly copy this only, career of Virat Kohli. Time period, let's give it from 20th century to the 21st century. So from starting from being born to up till 2025. So Padlet will create for us a timeline of his entire cricketing journey. So these timeline of events, then what you can do is that you can directly, as I had showed earlier, you can directly share it with your students, or in those timeline of events only, you can request for your students to share their opinion also. So that I'll show you next. So they have created an entire timeline from the time the legend was born to the time he has taken his first steps in organized cricket, domestic cricket debut, under 19 World Cup captain and champion, ODI debut, up to 2023, his return to form and T20 World Cup. So this is the entire timeline. Suppose you want to keep this. So you also have this option that you can directly export as image, you can export it as PDF, you can export as Excel spreadsheet. Suppose we go to export as PDF. You can either go for handout option or we can go to slide option like a presentation. So suppose we go for slide option and we go to generate PDF. The entire PDF has been generated, which you can directly share it with your students. And once this PDF has been generated and you can share it directly with your students, you don't need that Padlet anymore. So you can directly delete that Padlet and keep on generating more and more Padlets, 3 at a time. So this is a very interesting aspect of, or suppose you want your students, you can also you can directly share the link of this page with your students, share it in your WhatsApp group or your Telegram group, or you can also do one thing is that you can see get QR code. So once this QR is generated, you can either download this in image format and share this QR in your WhatsApp groups or your Telegram groups. And what will happen is that the student, they will automatically be redirected to this page where they can check out the timeline of Virat Kohli. In fact, I would suggest also, if you want, you can try opening your Google scanner and try scanning this QR to see if it redirects to this page or not. So I'll be keeping it for 1 minute. You can scan and check once. So these are a lot of options that Padlet provides. These are a lot of options that Padlet provides you with, that you can, share your sessions with your, or share your knowledge or share whatever you have created for your students. So, yeah. Also, suppose you want to have an opinion of what your students would like to share about this timeline, or if in case they have any query or they have any suggestion that you would like to know from them. So what you can do is you can go to settings and you can go to layout. Here you will find post field. This post field is nothing but this part. So how will you know now who is who has suggested what, or who is the student who has requested for this topic or anything, any suggestion that any one student has requested for. So you can go to post field, we can go to subject, we can place subject as name, and it's required, so that any student anonymously, they can't just post any comment or anything. So they have to share their name and what is their query that they have, or what is their suggestion that they have, and save it. The attachment, you can either keep it or you can remove it also, not an option at all, no, not an issue at all. and you can directly go to here. So what will happen now? Suppose I am a student. My name is Vartika. So I have some comment or I have any suggestion, any XYZ suggestion that I would like to make. I can just type it here and publish. So what will happen is Vartika's comment is automatically published here. So in this way, suppose Vartika is one student, suppose Pranamika is another student who has another query or another topic or another suggestion published. So in this way, all the students, all their queries or all their informations or all their whatever they would like to know more about, you can directly get it on the same page. Okay, I'll just take one query. Ma'am, from where we can download PPT? PPT for PPT like the one that I'm displaying or PPT for what, Dr. Santosh, I'd like to know. Which PPT do you want to download? I'd like to know that. So this is the way how we can, play around with timeline. So since I have already created one Padlet, so it's automatically showed us one of 3 Padlets used. I already downloaded the PDF version, so I don't need this. I'll directly move it to trash. So make another Padlet. Let's try another one. Let's go to assessment polls. Let's try assessment polls. So it's showing career of Virat Kohli. Okay, let's play around with Virat Kohli only. We can go to intermediate level. We can give variables like cricket, personal life, children, anything of that sort. Additional details are optional. We can or we cannot give. It's totally up to us if you would like to give or you would like to avoid it. And Padlet will create an assessment poll for us that you can automatically distribute amongst your students and keep them engaged in whatever topic that you have taught. See, so you can see they have automatically created an assessment poll. So who is Virat Kohli married to? Anushka Sharma. So directly vote. So if someone votes for Deepika Padukone, someone might vote for Sonam Kapoor, someone might vote for Priyanka Chopra. So the percentage will be shifted accordingly. So here also, same way, students can give their options, opinions, or we can share this entire page either in PDF format or in QR format, where through the QR they will be directly redirected to this page. Also, the students, they can similarly again in layout, if we go to the post field section, and if we make subject matter required as name, the students can place their name and share their suggestions. Like Vartika, if Vartika has any query regarding Virat Kohli or anything like that, she can directly publish it and her query will come automatically. Okay, from from where to develop lesson plan? Create button is inactive even after deleting the 3 Padlets created earlier. Lesson plan, ma'am, you can directly create it through here. Here is the lesson plan option. Ruby, ma'am. Or you can go do one thing. You can directly go to make. this plus make option, you can directly go here and you can go to the lesson plan option. Is it possible to create a quiz with it? Does it provide the assessment in X? Yes, ma'am, it provides, like I had showed earlier. For quizzes also, they have options, I believe. 1 second. Or you can check lesson plan from here also, ma'am, or Ruby, ma'am. You can go directly to here. This you will get in, once you go to make option, there you will see view all. For view all, amongst this, if you go to education, there you'll find the lesson plan option also. There you can go to the lesson plan. Okay, so for assessment polls, okay, intermediate, you wanted to know if we can go for. Let us see if we can have it in the Excel or CSV format also, the assessment polls that we create. As so, like I was saying, for an educator, Padlet is a more useful AI tool as compared to Canva and others. Yes, we have this option of exporting it to in Excel sheet also and in CSV file also. Let us see how it comes out in Excel. Okay, Excel does not provide a proper assessment of the same. Let us try it in CSV. Actually, for assessment polls, I haven't exactly tried downloading them. No, it's not useful to download it directly. So what will be better for us is that we if we directly share the QR link, a QR code, or the link directly to our students, then they will be able to practice it or try the quizzes directly here only. So I think that will be more beneficial for the students. Next, we can also try going to a discussion board. Okay, so discussion boards here, we can either we can go. So discussion board here, what it is doing is that it will it's directly a open platform where if I suppose post a topic, the students can directly go on a question and response type of discussion, or they can go in a debate format, like where one team will be for um, uh, for like for the motion and one will be against the motion, right? Suppose here only they have given a question like, how did Abraham Lincoln's leadership style evolve during the civil course of war? Or we can go to a topic for Abe Lincoln. We can go to higher educations and we can directly generate. Like, let us today discuss on Abraham Lincoln, and So they have given these options like exploring the connection between Lincoln's personal background and his political development, or analyze Lincoln's masterful use of language and public speaking during crisis. These two are question and response sort of questions that they have given, or you can generate questions on your own also. Like suppose you don't want to use these questions, but you have some question on your own. So you can post that question here, and you can go for either a question and response or a debate style. Suppose I am choosing one of these options, like explore the connection between Lincoln's personal background and his political development. Let me go to this and go to the discussion and response option. Next. So So here anonymously, it has opted for this. But suppose you want to throw these questions to your children for question and option type. So what they can do is similarly, again, we can go to settings so that we get to know who is the student who have shared which answer. Every time with the subject matter, we can place the subject as name and make it a required mandatory field. Show and save. So attachments, if a student wants to, share an attachment or don't want to share an attachment, that is completely up to them. And we'll go for, suppose Kaushik is explaining something. He is writing something about Abe Lincoln and his views. And you can directly go to publish. So this is Kaushik's answer, suppose Abe Lincoln. Similarly, Vartika might give one of her answers. Anything can be her answer. You can go to publish. Similarly, so you can create this by sharing the discussion topic here and sharing this entire. You can request your class. If you are getting to an online class, you can request your class to scan the code and directly, get redirected to this page. Or you can share this classroom's link, copy to clipboard. You can directly share it to your WhatsApp link. Suppose in discussion here, suppose I'm sharing it with you. So in this way, you can directly share it and it will redirect you automatically to this page where you can get the different students' opinions on the same topic. Or we can go to a debate sort of a method, where in debate sort of a response, the entire setup will be different. So in debate sort of a method, what happens is that, suppose I'll delete these two posts so that things become a bit clearer. Pratika, is it okay if I just take 1 minute and put one small thing on charge mode? Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, Pranamika, please, yeah, continue.
Sorry for the interruption. So, like we were discussing, so Wasim Akram, is he a student? Is he a participant? Okay, Mohammad Wasim Akram, sir. So, I can see that you're already starting to explore. Okay, yes. So here what is happening is that, so in the debate part, we can break the students' team into two different sections. One is someone who's for the motion and someone who is against the motion. We can change the name also. We can rename this as for the motion and this as against the motion. So in this way, suppose like Mahalakshmi ma'am has given her opinion, Wasim sir has given his opinion. Similarly, uh, someone else might give their opinion in the against motion also. So here you can go for. So if you are from the team who is for the motion, you can directly click here in the plus section and give your name, like I said, Kaushik, like for the motion with your justification, and it will be published in the for the motion section. Suppose you are against the motion, then you can type your name as Pratika, and you can give your responses against the motion, and you can give your justification and publish it, and it will be against the motion. So you can use your discussion board in this way. So what it does is that it keeps the things very interesting. And you as an educator, suppose I like what Sujatha ma'am has given, so I can either vote for it, and I can also give a comment on the same as thank you. So I can share my comment also. So the student automatically gets to know what the feedback of the teacher is for their motion or for their opinion. So in this way, discussion board has helped us in understanding. I hope, sorry, I hope the discussion board is a bit clear on how we can use it to make interactive discussions with students. There are, like like I said, there are many options. This AI Art Studio is also a very interesting. Suppose I want to have, suppose I want AI to generate an image for me. So, artwork. Suppose I want AI to generate a cartoon image of a cat. So I can go to create option. I can click on the arrow. I can type my requirement and I can click on the arrow, and AI will curate a cartoon image of a cat for me. It's like drawing a word. So they have given me these options. So suppose I like this option, I can directly upload it. I can add fields also for where subject, in place of subject matter, in place of AI artwork. Suppose your student, they have to share their name and save. So suppose, so you can use AI artwork like that. Here before publishing only we should go to this change of name. Okay, it's already updated here. So here before publishing an image, so this became an anonymous work because I did not change the subject matter. So for this I won't know because Pranamika is the educator. Pranamika is the one who has created this platform. You want your students to upload their artwork. So this became an anonymous work. But once you have changed the settings and you have updated it, so now if suppose Kaushik is updating anything, so he can go for the AI image. Try this example only. So this is the image of a basketball player in different motions. So Kaushik, suppose he publishes this image. So as an educator, I'll get to know that this is the artwork of Kaushik that he has, curated with the help of AI. So in this way, you can use the AI Art Studio. And I believe my 3 Padlets are over. Let me just check. Yes, 3 of the 3 Padlets used. So I'll just delete back. Again, we'll explore a bit more. So here, this is also this provision of a blank board, where in the blank board, you can create anything that you might want. You have different formats for it. So you can also, as an educator, suppose you are unable to go to class today, but you would like to upload a video of a certain topic that you were preparing that you want to share with your students. So you can see that there are a lot of options here. So you get a lot of options. You get polls, you get Google Drive, AI images. You can directly link your Google Drive. You can directly link YouTube, directly access it. So what we will do is that suppose we want to work on the video recorder part. So we'll go to layout, and in that post format, post field, we will go to attachment and we'll remove every other object, and we'll go directly to video recorder. There. So you can see that only the video recorder option is available right now. So the subject matter is suppose workings of user. You can directly put it in this way. You can record your video, and you can see that Padlet is connecting me to the camera. So I can record my class here, and both the audio and the video is equally available. So suppose I start recording, I'll whatever is the topic of discussion that I would like to share with the students, so I can go for it. And once it's done, I can go to pause and then next. So you can see that the video has been recorded. So if I'm okay with the content, I can go to save and upload the same in the post field. So once it's uploaded, and if I'm satisfied with both the quality of the video and the audio, I can directly go to publish. Second, this video regarding the workings of a transducer has been published on the portal, and now I can directly share this link with the students, or I can share this entire board with the students. I can generate the QR, and I can share the QR with the students, or I can directly copy link to board, and just like I did earlier, put it in the either WhatsApp chat group, or either in the Telegram chat group, or either in my Google Classroom that I have created. I can paste that link there, and all the students will automatically be, or they will automatically get this video in their dashboard. The students, if they have not understood a certain part, or if they have not understood anything, they can add their comments also here. Suppose if they have not understood anything, they can directly whatever difficulty they had, they can directly post it here. So this, in the same way, we can go for audio editor or audio part also, where we can go to the post field. For attachments, we can go to none, and this time we can update the audio recorder, and done. So what will happen is now the audio will be recorded. So whatever I am saying, the recording has started. Whatever I am saying, or whatever you would like to, let your students know, all this you can record, pause, playback, and save. If it sounds good to you, you can directly save it, save the audio, and then you can uh, say it's about some activity for tomorrow, and you can directly publish it. So the students, all of them will get the audio activity. So these are some of the ways in which you can, play around with these AI tools for interacting more with your students, or you can say for, you know, having a platform where you're not just teaching students, but you are always on a discussion platform where you can show your students that even their opinions are important, whatever they have understood, whatever they want to reach you out on, everything is important, and even the students get a good platform to discuss and collaborate with each other along with your guidance. The blank sandbox is another feature where you can either draw just like in MS Paint. You get a lot of options for templates, or you can play once you have completed your all the whatever you required. You can directly go to play. So you can keep on adding templates. You can keep on adding slides as per your requirement, and you can either, if you want a cloud shape, or if you want a thought bubble, or if you want to, you can use it as per your requirement. So these are some very basic ways in which you can uh, curate your classes. It's very easy to use. Weekly class schedule, you can make your class schedules also easily. Goes for Monday, then you can can paste the same thing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can go for here like first Monday, first class Python, second class is Honda, third is ML. Suppose on Thursday you're going to learn on deep learning. So accordingly, you can plan your schedules also. They give you a very nice, very interactive template in which you can work around. So as always, like always, I have reached my maximum limit. I'm going to delete all this. So far, we are almost reaching the end of the session. Okay, so we have, thank you. I'm for, okay. So Miss Priyanka, ma'am, these videos, audios will be saved in Padlet only, or we have option to download them for further uploading to LMS. You have that option for downloading it to LMS, just like earlier I had shown. So these are some of the features of Padlet that you as an educator can work around and make your sessions very interesting. So I would definitely, since time is a constraint today, we're almost about to reach the end of our session. So I would definitely urge everyone to kindly go through create an account and play around a little bit with this interface. So you as an educator, you're definitely going to love it a lot. And so just like Canva and ChatGPT, so There is a difference between why Canva is preferred for certain parts, why Padlet is preferred. So in Canva, you can design tools for creating visual representations, infographics. In Padlet, you can collaborate on those same organizing and sharing the contents. You can collaborate together on the digital bulletin board that I had showed you while recording the video. Canva is for designing educational materials, student projects, slides, posters. Padlet is for sharing ideas, brainstorming, student collaborations, organizing resources. Canva is a total graphic design platform. Padlet focuses more on collaborative content sharing platform and content designing collaboratively. Both are beginner friendly and very easy to use for all groups of ages, and both have real-time collaborations on designs. So that is a common feature in both. Also in Canva, like you can go for images, text, video, audio, animations. Similarly in Padlet also, you can go for voice notes, drawings, text, link documents. Canva has thousands of templates like we already saw. Padlet also has Padlet has layouts and frameworks of the same. In Canva, presentations, classroom posters, student portfolios, worksheets, you can work on them. Padlet has discussion boards, reflection boards, group projects, assessment polls. In Canva, designs can be downloaded offline, but Padlet primarily online. Offline function is limited, but not entirely um, diminished. So you have offline options like I showed you for the timeline of Virat Kohli. We could download it in a very nice PDF format and we could display it. But similarly for the assessment poll, it was not possible to download it in Excel or CLSV format. So they have limited offline options, but not completely eradicated. Shareable links are in PDF, PNG, MP4, PPT formats. Padlet has privacy security issues also regarding sharing. But most of the contents are shareable through the online links or the QR code generated. So advantages of Padlet, like we had discussed, it's very user friendly. Completely drag and drop options are available. No steep learning curve. Very easy to use for both educators and students also. It has real-time collaborations. Multiple users can collaborate at the same time. Updates appear instantly, which makes these ideal for brainstorming, group work, remote collaborations. We could see multimedia support is there. We can go for text, images, videos, audios, everything. It's great for creating engaging and varied content. Then we have customizable layouts, which offers different board formats like we could see we had the grid format, map format, timeline format. It allows you to choose a format which best fits for your project or activity. It's accessible. Similarly, like Canva and ChatGPT, it's accessible across web, iOS, Android. Privacy and sharing options are there, where boards can be kept private even when shared. Like the public, they can only view, but they cannot edit on your board unless and until you give them the permission to edit. So permissions are adjustable, like I just said. It's safe for classroom use. Teachers can, monitor and moderate student post. You can, control the students. You can make it mandatory, like which student. You can make the names mandatory, like which student is posting what, so that the post they don't remain anonymous. You can export features and as uh, and it's versatile for many use cases. Like it can be used for brainstorming, discussion boards, feedback collection, lesson planning, portfolios, etc. But just like Canva and ChatGPT, Padlet also has its disadvantages. It has limited free features. The free versions, as you could see, I had to keep on deleting since I had not opted for the paid version. So only up to 3 Padlets you can create. And once they are used, you have to delete them and then again create 3 Padlets. Or you can go for the paid versions, then you get more number of Padlets or unlimited Padlets for higher prices. The internet dependency, some useful, totally internet dependent, requires stable internet connections. It content organization can get messy. With many contributors, boards can become cluttered or hard to. If you have a classroom of suppose 100 students, and if all the 100 students they start posting together all together, so the board it can get a bit clustered also. So that was one difficulty where too many posts without clear structure can cause it to be a bit difficult to manage. You can device or browse compatibility issues. While like generally accessible, some users report issues with specific browser or specific devices. They might have compatibility issues for Padlet. So limited formatting options and learning curves for some users. So these are some of the very few um, a little bit negligible also disadvantages of Padlet, because otherwise the offerings that they have to the offerings that they are providing to us, they are quite revolutionary. So all in all, we can say that tools like ChatGPT, Canva, Padlet, all these AI tools, they have revolutionized the way we can teach, create, and connect with our students. We can how to hold the attraction of the students, the attention of students. It has been revolutionized from conventional book reading to interactive displays now, where with ChatGPT you can inspire curiosity, supports thinking, and provides instant guidance. Canva makes the creativity accessible. Padlet builds a shared space for voices where all the students, every student can share a voice of their own in real time. But we also have to see that with the integration of AI tools in education, we can personalize the learning experiences and improve student engagement. These tools, in the end, we so in the end, what we can do, what we can see is that the tools, they will only provide you with support, but the quality of content is up to you. Like how you are going to present it and what you are going to present to your students. In the end, that is totally up to you. The tools, they will only help you in providing you with a structure framework. So your creativity, your empathy, and your purpose for what turns these platforms into powerful engines of learning, that is totally dependent on you. The technology, these technologies, it enhances the classroom quality, but in the end, it's the educator only who can make these classes meaningful. So this is a very small demo that I had to share for Padlet and Canva, but I would definitely like to share an assignment with all of you. I'll request Vatika to upload it in the classroom also, where what I would like you to do is you can design any topic of your choice. You can take any topic of totally your choice. That is totally dependent on you. Not the topic is not a barrier. You can use ChatGPT for lesson ideation and planning support. Then you can use Canva to create engaging visual resources. And suppose you are creating some PowerPoint presentation, and you don't have to integrate. That is one thing that I'm saying. You don't have to integrate these three tools. Okay, you can work on them individually also. You can create a 3 to 4 slides of presentation in Canva, or you can go for presentation is not mandatory. You can go for poster also, you can go for infographics also, you can go for presentation also, totally up to you. You can create anything. It's the small, if you are going for a poster, may it be of one slide only. If you want to go for presentation, it can be 2 to 3 slides, 3 to 4 slides, I'll say. And similarly on Padlet, you can go for a discussion board where you can create options where I can also collaborate and I can share my suggestions on that topic, or what I have learned from you on that topic. I can be a student on the discussion board and I can share my student voice with you. So you can design mini lessons or learning activities with all these three tools. So I request Vartika, I'll share this with her, and I'd like to request her to upload it in the Google Classroom and share it with you. Yeah, I hope in case there is any query, we can definitely go for it. My time is already up by 10 minutes, but okay, I'll just stop sharing my screen.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session today. Uh, I hope the participants really enjoyed and learned a lot from this session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. On behalf of the entire team of ICT Academy, I would like to thank you for joining today and giving us your time and making this session valuable. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vartika. Thank you, everyone. So see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, dear participants, we have our next speaker with us, Ms. Chaitali Sharma. So, ma'am is there connected in the session with us. Before handing over the platform to her, I would like to give a brief introduction of her. Ms. Chaitali Sharma represents Turnitin in the South Asia region as the head academic partnerships for various verticals in the organization. She is well recognized as an influencer in business development, marketing, and learning. With approximately 2 decades of experience across varied industry segments, she has served various organizations and steered them towards excellence in key success metrics. She has served in leading positions in the telecom and edtech organizations such as Nokia, NIIT, and Liquid e-learning services. As a part of crucial projects in these organizations, Ms. Sharma has worked extensively with the education sector in South Asia. For the last 8 years, in Turnitin, she has had the opportunity to learn and observe closely the varying landscape across various education segments and has helped transform those learnings into meaningful outcomes from the service perspective. She has been a part of and has been invited to many EdTech events and programs to share knowledge and experiences. So, with this brief introduction, I would like to welcome Chaitali ma'am and hand over the platform to her. Ma'am?
Hi, thank you so much. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Great. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and I'm really happy and grateful for being provided the opportunity to represent Turnitin in this wonderful forum today. If I would definitely need the thumbs up once I share my screen. Is my screen visible? Not yet. Okay. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am, your screen is not. Yes, ma'am, now it is visible.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I have been part of Turnitin, as you said, for now I've completed 9 years this year, and I have been part of Turnitin for almost a decade, and I've understood the value of academic integrity in the most detailed manner as possible. Happy to share my opinions, thoughts, and since I'm representing Turnitin, I would also like to share what Turnitin is doing as a solution provider. First of all, let me just share quickly by sharing with you all who we are. So when we say who we are, it is very important to understand what is Turnitin doing, why it is doing, and how it is doing. So we started this journey of academic and research integrity way back in the year 1998 with the mission and vision of ensuring that we help the world of education walk the correct path of originality and integrity to ensure that we are able to raise bona fide human beings and students, because unless you are original in your thoughts, you will not be able to conduct yourself in the same way when you go out and face life and the world. So that's what our mission is, and integrity is like the core or the heart of everything that we do, everything that we think. We definitely want and the various stakeholders in the world of education we want to help them to ensure that integrity is followed, because then only we'll be able to improve the outcomes meaningfully. So how do we integrate ourselves into this particular various hierarchy and tiers that are there? So we know that when we talk about the world of education, there are various stakeholders involved. We have teachers or mentors, we have students, we have administrators. There are various stages in the life cycle of learning. And we've understood by being part of such forums that we have to help at every stage of learning the value of integrity and the purpose of integrity. So we intend to ensure that we hold hands of everyone involved in the process of original thinking to ensure that there are no root shocks that come in at the end of the submission or the life cycle of an assignment. From the start to the end, wherever there is a requirement of ensuring to provide trust and confidence of the writing process, we as a solution provider are always present. So on that note, it is really imperative to understand what we mean as academic integrity. Since we are talking about this lofty word for a long time, it is also easy to get disillusioned or get a little, ambiguous about what academic integrity or research integrity could be. So it is something that we want to just put it out there, that integrity is everything that is mentioned here on the screen. However, it definitely has to be followed even in the times of adversity. That is something that stands out to us. It has to be deeply drilled in. So everything that we are doing in life, intention is something which is very important. It should not be done only when it is convenient to us. So moving on, when we understood what our mission is, we also understood that we cannot work in silos. We cannot sit inside a boardroom and take decision based on what we feel. It was really, really important to reach out to people to hear their pain points, whether it is a student, whether it's a teacher or a evaluator or a mentor or a grader or a mentee. We had to understand what they needed. So that's why our global reach. We have partners all over the world. We are present in more than 160 countries with thousands of partners globally, to ensure that if we are offering something to them, we are offering that is something which is relevant and meaningful, and hence we are able to build that trust. These are some quick names that have been associated with us for a very long time in the last 25-26 years that we have completed in this space. And it is important to ensure that we are able to provide that absolute confidence which is required when people are using our tool or application. And how can we do that? So when we are talking about authenticity over here, authenticity has to be something which cannot happen just by talking about it. We have to ensure that the report that is generated, the data that we are providing against which the report is being crawled, has to be absolutely enormous, because the more the data, the more authentic the report has to be. And hence, the depth, the quality, the longevity, and the breadth that we ensure that is a part of our database is ever growing, is definitely something which is very, very dynamic and is being added regularly, not just every year. It is actually on an hourly basis. So just like we defined what is academic integrity, we also need to ensure we define what is plagiarism, because plagiarism again is something that is a very, very strong term. In fact, we earlier were very popularly known as an anti-plagiarism organization. Probably now also many researchers or users or people who are in this domain for a long time know Turnitin as an anti-plagiarism organization. However, over a period of time, we understood that plagiarism is something that is not something which is stagnant or sacrosanct. It is something which is variable. It varies from entity to entity, because what can be plagiarism for me may not be plagiarism for you. So we had to define what we meant as plagiarism. So a simple definition from Merriam-Webster dictionary says all these 4 points, that it is simply, to steal an idea or work of someone's and, presenting as your own. It is basically, it can be a literary theft also. So sounds like a very simple definition over here if we just talk about the dictionary. Um, However, this slides definitely depicts that it is not as simple as it sounded just about a slide back. It is definitely more complicated than that. With the evolving landscape of education every day, we know that there are various types of unoriginal work that are present because of the way the education world has been formed. So there are many, I will not, of course, going to explain everything, but yeah, there are some important types of originality that I would like to point out over here. The most important ones are probably like inadvertent plagiarism. So plagiarism is sometimes not really intentional. Sometimes researchers, now when I say researcher, a researcher, or it can also be a student who's learning. A teacher can also be a researcher who's teaching. So today we have overlapping rules, and because of that, sometimes lines are getting blurred in terms of what is right, what is wrong, what are the proper guidelines, what is it that I need to do, and hence we fall prey to sometimes unintentional ones. So that can fall under inadvertent ones. And also there is something called self-plagiarism, which also is pretty common. And is being recognized, is extensively nowadays. So um, originality or authenticity is not a one-time job or a one-time task. It has to happen continuously. So if I feel that I had written something 5 years back and I can reuse it, I definitely need to be transparent about it. Otherwise, it may fall under this particular category, and that's something that many of us may not be aware of because we feel that it is my own work, so that's not something which is committing a plagiarism, act of plagiarism, but it does. There is also something very interesting which I know most of you may be aware of, called contract cheating, which has been prevalent for many years. And with the market disruption caused by launch of tools like ChatGPT, etc., it has become even more easy. So there are SMLs that are available that help you create any assignment. And of course, if you present it as your own, you're not copying and pasting from somewhere, which is like the traditional plagiarism. You are asking someone else to write and you are presenting it as your own, which is, of course, a very strong case of plagiarism. And we need to ensure that we do not fall into these, do not fall prey to these unoriginality, because ultimately it is something which I am harming myself. So, yeah, evolution is happening constantly in our universe. In we as humans are evolving, and of course everything around us is, and so is the world of misconduct. So starting from 1998, when plagiarism was simple copy and paste, where we would ask our senior or our sibling to give us the report that they worked on and just present it as their own, there has been a huge amount of changes that has happened so far, starting from collusion to contract cheating, which I was just talking about, code plagiarism. And then, of course, as it is highlighted in green, AI writing. That has changed the entire dynamics of the world of and the landscape of education. And things have become extremely complicated when it comes to what we understood as the definition of plagiarism is changing every day. New policies and guidelines are being formed because things were not what it was 2 years back. So on that note, I would definitely like to share a very simple difference between plagiarism and text similarity, which is, again, it's a very, very thin line or a minute blurred line. People may not understand that because everything that is similar is not necessarily plagiarism. And that's why just about a few minutes back, I was sharing that we were traditionally known as anti-plagiarism organization, but Now we refrain to use that word because we know that plagiarism is not something which is similar for everyone, and hence we now love to get ourselves called as solution provider or solution enabler, because ultimately when there will be a report that is generated, there is a high possibility that things will be similar, especially in the world of research. It is bound to happen that some things are written in the paper that is probably similar to some other work which has already happened, which is something that is usual or normal, and hence it will not be it will not be tagged into the category of plagiarism. So quickly, there is something which is this is something which is explained via a example over here. So as you can see on the left hand side, there is an example of what is plagiarism, and the right is text similarity. So when there is an original source which is present and you're using that content for whatever reason it is, and you are being transparent about it, then of course there is no problem. So the plagiarized version clearly says that it has been used without the citation. However, the right side says that it is used by providing a proper reference of that particular text from where it has come. So the intention was absolutely clear that it is not being presented as his or her own idea, and that's what is important. So like I was talking about, in the world of research, there are some expected similarities like quotations, references, citations, common facts that cannot be paraphrased, like the capital of India is New Delhi. So there probably bound to use certain content which definitely are going to be matching with some other content which is available, or essay questions, etc. So that's why the role of the writer and the evaluator is very, very important. No tool in the world can replace the work of the human being or the touch of the human being over here. So if I look at these two reports over here, these are two different reports which were generated at two different times, and one is showing 5% of similarity percentage, and the other one is showing 30% of similarity percentage. Now, to us, to a normal person, without the evaluation, without properly looking into this particular paper, we automatically get this idea that, oh my God, the person who is submitted that 30% is definitely, not following the right course of writing, and there is something fishy about it, etc. However, if we give a closer look, we will understand that exactly what I said a few minutes back. Everything that is similar is not plagiarism. Now, that 5% is something that is showing is actually, copied and pasted. However, the 30% part is not all plagiarism, because something that is highlighted over here is an essay question, which is expected to be similar. This highlighted part in yellow or orange is a citation. Then there is a common fact. Then there is a quote. Then there is something which cannot be probably paraphrased and has to be used verbatim. And there's a reference list. So as we can see, the contribution towards 30% that has happened is not actually plagiarism. These are certain instances that are expected and are not necessarily going to be something that will come under plagiarism, and that is where the criticality of the role of the evaluator comes into the picture. That everything that looks different to the eye, or which stands out, is not something that we need to judge as wrong. We need to take a closer look and then take an informed decision. And that's where we as a solution enabler are trying to help you. So interpreting similarity matches are increasingly important, which is where we as a solution provider try to help you do your work better. So we do understand that in research work, there is a requirement for citation and quotation, and if you do not do that properly, the similarity report will not give you the expected results. So the first example is highlighted in green, which means everything, all the rules are followed properly when your writing process is concerned. So it is properly cited and quoted. It will not come up as a similarity percentage when the report is generated. The second example is missing the citation, the third is missing the quotation, and the fourth is missing both. So these are some detailed information that sometimes may fall into inadvertent plagiarism category, and that's where we as a partner are trying to help you give a better understanding and help you write better. So how can task expectations affect the similarity score? When So it depends upon what writing are we doing. If it is a creative writing, then of course the expectation from that paper, as far as similarity is concerned, is very less, because it is self-explanatory and pretty obvious that when someone is doing creative writing, then there is a very little scope of putting in some other thoughts and ideas that already exist, and that amount of research work is not really required. However, when it comes to a research work, we know that research itself means that there is a lot of content that will be studied and referred to, and there will be a lot of references and citations that needs to be used, and hence the similarity percentage is bound to be more. And of course, if it is a short answer response, then there will be moderate. There is an expectation of moderate amount of similarity with with any sources. So, what kind of article or paper is being evaluated? That is something which is very important, because accordingly the policies and guidelines needs to be framed. And that's where we as a solution provider are trying to help you all instructors and researchers and research scholars and evaluators. We are trying to give you an interface, a platform where you are able to do your work better. We are able to we are trying to provide you something which is easing your life here and catering to the pain points. So our report is becoming more and more user friendly and magical. We have heard, we have understood that there were some things which needed to be integrated into our reports and features and functionalities to ensure that whenever there is an evaluation process happening, whenever there is a writing process happening, we are able to take care of all those aspects that will help the end product meaningfully, making a meaningful outcome. So when we talk about plagiarism, we from our experience feel that we can follow some tips and tricks to ensure that we do not become the victim of this unoriginal work. Writing process is very, very important, because the journey of writing is more important than the end result, is what we feel. So some quick tips that we feel is that we need to really manage our time well, because sometimes when time management is poor, the process is hindered, and that kind of affects the efficacy of the work. And of course, all of you, I'm sure, are aware of everything that is mentioned over here. But yeah, it is important to always own your integrity and ask for help whenever it is required, because in all the steps of your life, you will find someone who can always help you. But then ultimately, like I said, intention is most important, because the consequences can be really, really damning and damaging. Every step that we take before, even if it is something which may sound unnecessary or really, really additional extra steps, are still nothing, because ultimately once the damage is done, it will be very difficult to take a U-turn, and the damages are something that can be really heavy, because we no longer are working as an individual. We are not working in silos, in isolation. We all are associated with something or the other. It can be a person, it can be a brand, it can be an institution or an entity. So the costs that we pay are not just an individual cost. It comes with huge costs of capitals and of brand and reputation cost. And the worst part is that it can impact us retroactively. So today, if I present something and I probably pass with flying colors and get all accolades, that doesn't mean that it is done for life. We've heard that it has, it can come to haunt from grave also. Even 5 years back, 10 years back, the licenses have been revoked and the papers have been revoked because the traces of unoriginality were found or in the process, and hence it is better to be safe than sorry later, and that's what we always advise. And of course, we were talking about the evolution part of it. We all know what happened, almost 2.5 years back. So AI as a technology was launched, and we as an organization that is into the tech space, we recognize that the emergence of AI was and is a seminal technology, which means that it cannot be not talked about. We have to acknowledge its presence because it's no longer temporary. It is here to stay, and it is really, really impactful, and it is impacting every walk of life, not just education. It is impacting, all walks of the industry that we are working in. So that's something that we have acknowledged. We also need to understand how large is this event. So of course we now by now know that it is pretty large, and the thoughts of these big tycoons is that it is as big as the invention of PC, or probably wheel or fire. And fire, I feel, is a wonderful analogy, because fire is something that can have both big merits and demerits in our life. So we know without fire we will have no existence. It gives us light and warmth and the avenues to survive and eat and grow. However, it can also harm us and burn us. So that's why all these technologies are there. Ultimately, the intent is to help us. However, it should not enslave us, is what we feel. And that's what I also heard from the previous session, that there are tools and technologies which are available to ease our life, but then to draw that line is the most difficult and most important task. So just like we explained what is academic integrity, what is plagiarism, it is also important to also explain what we feel is AI writing. So AI writing refers to text that has been, it's very simple. It is definitely just the text that has been created using an AI tool or a large language model. And it produces content, whatever you ask it, it is going to be presented by the prompts that you are asking it to provide. So that's pretty simple, but then of course life is not as simple as it always looks on the slide. So again, to reiterate, we understand that AI is here to stay, and we need to acknowledge that. And it is important to understand what we do about this. So the most important part of AI is having clear guidelines, because if we do not have a guideline in place, it's like a gray area. It is not easy for a writer to know how much is too much. Should we use? Shouldn't we use? Is it going to be accepted by whichever publication house that we are submitting our paper to, whether it's internal or external? We need to be very clear about guidelines and policies of wherever the paper is going to. And that's where these dialogues and conversations become important, because of the volatility that is present today in the market in terms of understanding these technologies. So we as evaluator or mentors, we need to be, we have this very critical role to play. We need to definitely do good expectation settings with the students or with the writers, so that they know what is and what is not acceptable, where is the time going to be spent, which are the critical areas in the assignments or the paper that is being written. And of course, everything that is being done has to follow the path of authenticity. And hence, I'm very happy to present something which Turnitin has just launched. It's something called Turnitin Clarity. So, as I presented a few minutes back, since the advent of AI bots and tools, we know that it was not easy to come to a decision as to if AI has to be used at all. So there was a lot of confusion in the world of education. There was a mixed feedback. There were people who were divided. Some people felt that yes, it should be used, and some thought that it shouldn't be used. Starting from educators to the students, felt that there was a need to have proper guidelines, and it was not easy to form that guideline. We started talking to people, and we knew that generative AI changed the way the way people thought, the way students thought, the way the market adoption was going. And no matter what, no matter how much people's advice that we shouldn't be using, that was not happening. So as you see that from 66% in 2024, it came to 92% in 2025 in terms of adoption of generative AI. And the proportion of students using AI has of course more than doubled, and in fact it could be even more than this, because this is like really changing pace in a drastic manner. So generating text via tools like chat gpt has become really normal, common, usual in our everyday daily life, not just a student, even in fact we normal people are also. So this was something that was like really striking when we talked to people, when we did a survey. And it was not expected for this to happen so fast, but anyhow this really happened. And what was the impact of this on the workload of an instructor? So 81% of instructors who reported an increase in workload due to students, because the monitoring of academic integrity or enforcing policies was very tough. So obviously the first year went into acknowledgement and denial, and then of course the second year started. We knew that it is here to stay, we cannot do anything about it, and we started forming guidelines. But then of course, like I said, there were gray areas, there were no proper benchmarks which were there, and hence the work of an instructor obviously became very difficult to understand what is the original work and what is an unoriginal work. It was not very easy to evaluate. And of course, it was not easy to also recognize the AI generated content because of the way these large language model works. And of course, if there is a prompt like that, it is not easy to recognize, and hence lot of research work that were unoriginal went undetected, and higher grades were provided to people who obviously did not follow the correct path. And again, this is something which is based out of surveys that we have done. So the challenges that we are discussing, the instructors definitely want a student to do their original work. Any real teacher or an instructor or a faculty, the first goal of the faculty or the teacher is to teach, and teach in a way that the student is able to do the work in an authentic manner. That's everything. That's like the most important goal of any teacher, you know that the student is have following the path of integrity and becomes a good human being. We all want to raise good students, good youth that can take our country to a better place. However, when inappropriate use of all these tools were happening, it was very difficult to address this with confidence. And with the growing use of such tools, um, uh, they wanted to also help students use AI responsibly, because after the first phase of denial, they knew that it is something that cannot be avoided. They wanted to help people or the students to use AI responsibly, but it was not easy to help guide them, because we all were learning together. It was not something that was already, there was no precedence set, and hence the time it took was very large, and we were constantly hearing that there is a lot of confusion that is happening in terms of responsible use of AI and genuine learning. But then let's face it, it is not just the instructors that were struggling. There were challenges that the students are also facing. And like I said, every researcher has a overlapping role. Some researchers are students and some researchers are also faculties and trainers. And if we talk about the student part of it, or the student avatar that we have, the students also were facing a lot of challenges. For example, they wanted, if there is an authentic work that is happening, um, they wanted to show that this is their original work, and there was a lot of the level of confidence was not very high among students that whatever they are presenting is going to be taken as the original work, because there were peers, like we just talked about. They have peers, we all have peers that have an unfair advantage. They have accessibility to use lot of tools that put us in an unfair place, and that was something that the students did understand, but there was nothing that they could do about it. And of course, managing all the multiple applications and tools that is expected for them to be used is definitely another challenge that is there. They needed a place where they could write with ease, with a peace of mind, and where there was a fair leveling that was happening. And that's exactly what Turnitin Clarity is trying to provide. It is a very important bridge between the students and educators, and it is providing confidence that both the stakeholders require. Even the students and the teachers or faculty, they need that confidence that yes, we do need AI. However, how much of AI do we need to use? How do we use it? How do we ethically use these tools so that our cognitive skills, our critical thinking abilities are not compromised? However, we are still walking hand in hand with whatever technology that is coming up today in the market. So that's what Turnitin Clarity is. We have heard everyone from various segments, various verticals, various level of hierarchies, and we understood that there was a requirement. So although Turnitin was giving an AI percentage or AI detection percentage in the tools that we are offering, that it sounded that it was not enough, because I used 2 minutes back that the journey is more important than the destination, or let's say the end does not justify the means. And that's what we have been hearing for a very long time, that the process is more important than the end result. So what exactly is Turnitin Clarity providing? It is exactly what it was required. It provides the instructors with the visibility of the entire life cycle of the writing process, whether it's an assignment or any other paper. The institutions, administrators and the faculties would get a detailed view of the entire life cycle of the assignment. And not only a view, it is also backed up with an AI assistant. So it's like everything that you ask for, you do understand that AI is important. However, just like I use the analogy of fire, we need to use fire in a way that it does not harm us. We cannot stop using fire. We do need to use that, but then we also know that there has to be a line that has to be drawn. It's something like any technology. So if we overuse our, let's say, our handsets, our smartphones, if we are trying to use our smartphones to the extent that it is damaging our thinking process, our various mental abilities and faculties, our eyes, then of course it is not something that we should be doing. So we know that we need to use AI, but we need to use it in a way that it helps us and not deters our learning ability. And that's what Turnitin Clarity is trying to do. It has an AI assistant which is helping students write better by providing the better use of technology within the guidelines. So there are some guidelines that every institution nowadays have around whether it's artificial intelligence or whether it's any guidelines around how to write a particular paper. There are rubrics that are always there. So the AI assistant within Clarity considers all those things and will help write the student better, think better, instead of providing the direct answers, which is very, very important. It is not giving the fish, it is giving the tool how to fish. We've heard that example for a very long time, and that is something that is actually happening practically over here. So that's something that that is the advantage that the students are getting. Now, coming to the faculty, we know that all the trainers and faculties are also have a critical role to play. They have too much on their plate. Too many technologies are always there. So we are trying to again take care of that in a way that we are not adding on to the who's already that are existing. We do not want them to feel again one more technology being added that they have to learn. So existing interface of Turnitin that is already being used by most of our subscribers, it is an addition to the same interface. It looks the same. It will give you all the important information starting from the similarity score to the AI detection score to the metadata and writing reports and all those important insights, which is going to help the faculty take an informed decision, and to help make open the door for a conversation with the student, is all provided in one place. You don't have to juggle between multiple platforms to get all those information over here, which is something that always has been the ask. So I have quickly explained what Turnitin is doing with the rapid change in the market that is there. We definitely want to give you all the confidence that Turnitin has been and will always be your partner, wherever your needs are, wherever your requirements are. We know that technology has to be used, but then technology has to be used responsibly so that we do not get enslaved and burnt by that. And we will keep evolving with the times so that we are able to provide everything which is required. So, for example, apart from AI detection, we also know that the humanizers have also come in, and we are going to launch the humanizer detector. In fact, it was going to be launched last week itself, but due to some changes, it is going to be launched very soon. Let's probably within a few weeks itself. So we are all there with you. We are always hearing and understanding what is the current requirement, and we are trying to ensure that we integrate all those features and functionalities within our platform and empower you to do your work better. So Turnitin has been traditionally known for only similarity checking, but you won't be surprised to know that we are also into other spaces like assessment and grading and feedback, if that could be a requirement of someone. So starting from AI detection to authorship detection, which is we were talking about the contract cheating part, that, and of course everything that you can think of in the space of helping students do better, write better, give exams better, receive the results better. We are trying to support you in all those areas, to give you some time and give you some free space to actually be doing the core of your work, which is to teach the students. So we have a suite of product portfolios, which depends upon whichever workflow you are following. We try to provide the right kind of application which suits your requirement. And every product that we have has got its own unique value propositions accordingly. So and that's where we feel that we are doing a lot of things, but that's not the end, because the term evolution is self-explanatory. We have miles to go before I sleep, is what we quoted Robert Frost from. We know that there is a lot of requirement of the changes in the technology that we are currently working on. Everything that is happening in the market is something that we are learning, and we are trying to empower you as an educator to ensure that all your pain points are being catered to. So that is about our perspective as far as Turnitin is concerned. Of course, feel free to ask any question. I will monitor the chat box if there is any question over there. And of course, I will try and answer the questions if there are any. Okay, how can we remove AI content even the human writing papers show as AI? So yeah, so that is where Turnitin Clarity helps. So first of all, if we just talk about AI content, if there is an AI, if there is a content that is being highlighted as AI, although it has been written by a human, there is a very low chance of false positive rate because the amount of work that has been done on the algorithm of AI, it is not really possible. So let me tell you all that if you even type anything that is generated by any large language model, instead of copying and pasting, if you are even typing it word by word and character by character, it will still highlight it as an AI. So if that is happening, then of course it's an AI content, even if you have written through your typing on your keyboard. However, if it is something which is your own idea and you've created constructed those thoughts and put them down on the keyboard, then of course we'll be happy to take a look and do a verification. But the chances are very low because our false positive rate is less than 1%. But then of course we definitely would investigate further if there is something which is going wrong somewhere in any file. How much percentage of plagiarism is considered in research? So of course, this definitely is not something which is a standard. It depends upon publication house to entity to entity. Usually we've heard that uh, up to 10% is something that most of the publication houses have the policies around. UGC has 14 consecutive words. IB schools have 7 consecutive words. But then, yeah, our goal should be probably less than 5 to 10%, but there is no standard percentage as such. What would be the permissible limit of AI content in the journals? So again, which journal are we talking about over here? Most of the journals and publication houses have their own policies and guidelines. However, when we talk about Turnitin, our AI percentage gives an asterisk if it is less than 20%, because we feel that less than 20% is something that gives a scope of conversation and a dialogue, and it's not something which is very grave. And that's why below 20% it will show an asterisk, which means that there is some AI content, but it is not so high, and hence a conversation between the writer and the evaluator is required to look into it. So to go back to the question, below 20% means something has happened, and that's why there is an asterisk. If it is zero, it will show zero. So that's why we are also listening and constantly working. Earlier, Turnitin used to show less than 20% percentage also. Now we don't show because of the fact of the market changes and the acceptance of the AI tools. Whether Turnitin is free to use, well, it is something that all students can use if the institution has taken subscription. So yeah, it is something that is an enterprise subscription model where an institution takes a subscription and the faculty logins and the student logins can be created once a subscription is taken. If something is accidentally saved in repository, how to delete it? Well, the deletion process has also been eased. Like I was talking about, our features and functionalities are constantly, being revised, and they are improving a lot. So earlier, the deletion process was only through our support team. However, now, if you want, first of all, the settings of the assignment should be such that it should not get saved until the final draft is prepared. So there are settings which are available so that it does not get saved in the repository options. We always show those option settings when we give training. If it is required, we can provide the training again to your institute. However, the deletion process is very easy now. If any file is required to be deleted, any instructor can raise the deletion request to the admin, and the admin can then finally delete it. And it can happen as quickly as within few hours, because when you raise the request at an instructor, the administrator will get an email notification that a deletion request has come. The admin will just have to go to that particular class and assignment and carry out the deletion. The admin can also accept or reject it. That is at the discretion of the admin. So we have given that power to the admin to take that decision. If the admin feels that it should not be deleted, then it won't be. Otherwise, it can be deleted by the admin within the same day itself. So there is no timeline as such. It depends upon how quickly the admin is accessing that particular feature. When it shows in the similarity area that AI content, sometimes we took guidance from AI about it. Is it like that in Turnitin? It checks three words or similar. Also, we paraphrase some previous work. Turnitin will show plagiarize. So, if I understand this question correctly, if you are taking any guidance from AI and paraphrasing it, it will show up as AI if you are using a paraphrasing tool, because paraphrasing detection also happens for the AI. If you're taking content from AI and using a text spinner, it will still get highlighted and show it as plagiarized. Yes, you're right. Price of Turnitin tool will depend upon the requirement. We'll be happy to take that up if you want a subscription for your institution. These are not individual subscription. These are enterprise subscription, which is a B2B kind of a subscription model. If you can't find plagiarism in project reports, then there is something wrong with the way settings have been done, because there are many filters that can be applied. So if there are filters that have been applied to a level that plagiarism is not coming up, then of course you need to look at the filters. And if you still feel that if the work is copied and the Turnitin report is not showing plagiarism, like I said, please feel free to send that particular file, if it is not confidential, to us, and we'll do a verification, because those instances are almost really negligible. Because that shouldn't happen. If it is something which is original, it will show on original. If it is plagiarized, it will show plagiarized, and that's something that we have been very confident about for the last so many years. I'm looking for more questions in the chat box if there is something that I have not addressed. How much similar words highlighted by Turnitin, which copied by previous studies, like 5 words similar or 10 words similar? Sorry, the question is not clear. How much similar words highlighted by Turnitin, which copied by previous studies? Anything which is copied from anywhere, it will highlight it unless a filter has been applied. So even if it is probably 1 or 2 words, it will highlight it as similar if that kind of filter has not been applied. So there are filters and settings that can be done. For example, if you don't want a source to come up which has less than 10%, 10 words or 5 words, so it can be done accordingly. School student works are mostly plagiarized because of their limited expertise in the subject. So can we say Turnitin for schools are not really needed? No, that is something that is absolutely not correct. We have more than 200 schools in India that are using Turnitin, especially the IB schools and Cambridge schools. CBSE is yet to follow suit, because obviously they still don't have the online submissions that are happening. But some progressive thinking schools have started to take the subscription, because they ultimately know that student will face this harsh reality when they go to any reputed higher education institute. IITs, IIMs, state central universities, big leagues are already subscribing to Turnitin for more than 20 years. So schools should also use. In fact, we strongly advise that integrity as a concept should be taught early on, because it's not a one night concept. It is something that takes a lot of time to be drilled inside. So if students are taught academic and research integrity early on in their life, the life will become easy, and they should know how to check the originality of a paper and various types of unoriginality that are available today. Is there any other question? Turnitin highlights similarity percentage, but how transparent are its algorithms in distinguishing academic integrity issues from common language patterns, boilerplate text, or discipline-specific terminology? So if I understand the question correctly, Turnitin highlight. If we talk, so there are two types of report. There is a similarity percentage and there is an AI percentage. So which are two different percentages. AI percentage is obviously copying content from an AI bot, and similarity percentage is, of course, if the content is something which is unoriginal and it is matching the data from our database, and our database obviously is humongous and it is in trillions of data. So how transparent our algorithm is in distinguishing academic integrity issues from common language patterns. So if we are talking about way of writing, if you're talking about citation, so the Turnitin recognizes APA, MLA, Chicago type of citation process. And of course, so it does recognize that. We in fact are probably going to come up with something called citation manager also very soon. So it will recognize if it is if a proper citation process has been followed, it will not highlight it as similar or a similarity percentage. So you can be rest assured. Yes, Turnitin also detects paraphrasing like Quillbot. That is what I explained. Our AI detection feature identifies two types of content. One is a normal AI content, another which is highlighted in blue or cyan color. And there is another color called which is purple in color, which means if someone has taken content from AI and has used a text spinner or paraphrasing tool like Quillbot, it will be highlighted in purple. So the evaluator can be very clear with the color code that is there, that something which is simply AI and something which is paraphrased AI is there's a distinct color which is there in the report with the percentage also highlighted. Very welcome, sir. Is there any other question? Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, your slides are not visible.
Yeah, I stopped sharing because the presentation was over.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, can we take queries from the participants? Like they can raise their hand and we can unmute them and they can
Sure.
ask the question. Okay, dear participants, those who have any query, you can raise your hand. We will unmute you one by one and you can ask your questions directly from.
There is a question already, which is a humanizer option. So yes, like I just said during my presentation, we are coming up with humanizer detection also very soon. Probably in just a few weeks, this capability will also be incorporated in Turnitin Feedback Studio. Is there any question? Yes, plagiarism is indicated in color and they are also numbered. So the report shows various color and the source also. So it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will also show that that it will take in the content, and obviously it will take you to the source from where it is matching. So there is a scope of looking at the source from where the content has matched, and you can do a full text review also of that particular source. Turnitin also detects own as plagiarism. Yes, so that is something that has been there. It will, if your paper is already in the repository, then if you upload the same paper again, it will obviously show high amount of plagiarism because the paper is already in the repository. So So the best way is to ensure that you do not save the paper in the repository till your final draft is prepared. So those are the settings that we usually train people how to do that. So there are various types of settings that can be done. So the first drafts or multiple drafts, if there is a paper where you have to work, prepare multiple drafts, then the assignment settings can be done so that the paper does not get saved. And then finally, if you feel that this is the final draft, and you should then save it in the repository so that in future no one can copy from there, and if it is copied then you get to know about it, then you can save it in the repository. So self-plagiarism can be avoided by ensuring that your assignment settings are done accordingly. If someone is writing on own, not taking help from any LLMs, but often we cite papers on at the same time, and also we paraphrase, give your views please. So yeah, like I said, if you are citing, quoting properly and following the right course as far as the writing process is concerned, then even if it is coming up as similarity percentage. So first of all, there is a way of using filters where you can always exclude cited material, quoted material, references, bibliographics, etc. That is one option which is there. That can be used. However, if you do not want to use such filters, the reviewer always has got this detailed view of what similarity is. So if the reviewer itself is the publication house that understands that the data is matching or showing high percentage of similarity, because it is showing similarity in the reference material or in the bibliography or in the quoted text, then it is definitely not something that is to be taken seriously, because these are expected similarities in research work. Without it, you cannot do a research work. So that's fine. And if you do manual paraphrasing, then we feel that it's actually a learning process. Unless and until you're using a text spinner, if you're learning something and constructing your own sentences and paraphrasing it, then we feel that then it will ideally not show up as a similarity percentage, because you've used your own mind to paraphrase it. So it's an original content and it should not come up as a similarity percentage. If someone is writing on own and not taking help from LMS, if someone is correcting grammar with help of AI, well, if you are copying and pasting from AI, then Turnitin will show it as AI generated content. That's as simple as that. That's how the algorithm works. However, if you're following the guidelines of your institution and it is allowed for you to correct your grammar with the help of AI, then you can always be very transparent about it and mention it somewhere to the evaluator, and it will absolutely depend upon the guidelines and policies of where the paper is being evaluated upon. However, ideally, the grammar AIs are not to be used for grammar checking, because like we know that AI is not 100% correct. There are terms like AI hallucination, which means it can provide a content to you which is not correct, because after all, what is exactly ChatGPT providing? It is providing content which is already available in internet. It is not proofreading. It is not verifying if that data is correct or not. It is just pulling data from the humongous amount of data which is available openly and is providing a response to you. Now, if that response is something which is not correct, there is no way of knowing what you are presenting, because AI may give you wrong information also. It has been tested again, time and again. So ideally, we will not recommend that you correct your grammar using AI. If there are grammar tools which are available, you probably should use the grammar tools to correct your AI instead of using a large language model. And incidentally, Turnitin Clarity also has the grammar tool. So if you are using Turnitin Clarity, you can use those grammar tools to correct your grammar also. Yes, Turnitin can detect fabricated data using AI. So when we say fabricated, that's a very very open term. So fabrication can be done manually, fabrication can be done by using any tools. If you have used any tool to fabricate data, it will. So there is something called flags, which is a very important feature of Turnitin Feedback Studio and Authenticate, where if intentional text manipulation has happened, for example, if a writer has used replaced characters, or if there are hidden characters. So sometimes what a hacker can do is probably insert some characters and change the color to white so that is not visible to normal or naked eye. The flag features can highlight that. So intentional text manipulation is highlighted by a flags feature, which is also a very wonderful feature to help the evaluator understand how original the work is and what are the intentions of the writer. Grammarly viable for grammar checking, well, that's something which I will not be able to comment about. That's for you to take a decision on. You may please use any tool for making a decision. We are not into that space, but like I said, we do provide grammar check feature within Turnitin Clarity and also through Draft Coach. Academic disciplines in AI-like courses according to NEP? Well, yes, NEP does have guidelines and policies around AI. We can share those if they are not available to you, but there is an open source which is there for NEP for the AI guidelines, yes. And most institutions have guidelines on AI nowadays. We are here something on Gradescope. Okay, Gradescope, wonderful question. So Gradescope is basically the assessment tool which is being provided by Turnitin. We acquired Gradescope way back in 2018, 2019, in fact, pre-COVID. And during the pandemic, Gradescope was extensively used. Simply put, it is a very intelligent grading and assessment platform to help evaluate and grade better. It is also artificial intelligence backed to help do the graders to help graders do the work meaningfully in a way that the painstaking and the back-breaking work of carrying papers every day to home, it can be done. So it's a whole new world of how assessment and grading can happen within the click of a few fingers. Of course, there is an initial time investment which is required to be done, just like you set up a new smartphone to ensure that your future becomes easy when you use the phone. Similarly, any new platform will require an initial time investment. We'll be happy to give you a demonstration on Gradescope if required, but it's a very, very useful tool. And it has some advanced features like code checking similarity also, which is very helpful for IT department and programming department. Designation after AI courses, I'm not sure what that means. And what is the question around LitMap? If you can be a little more. Shall it be possible to show something on Gradescope? I don't know what exactly you want to see on Gradescope, but if you go to www.gradescope.com, there are a lot of widgets that are available on various types of assignments that can be created. This is my email ID. Feel free to email me if you need a demo, and we'll be happy to provide schedule that. I'm typing my email ID in the chat box. You can Whoever is interested for any demo on Gradescope or any other tool, we'll be happy to provide that. If there is any other question, maybe we can wrap up the session. You're most welcome, Wasim sir. I hope it was as per the expectations and I was able to explain what Turnitin is doing in this space. And like I said, we'll be happy to do a deep dive into any of the service and product that we have for helping you take the better understanding and use our technology better for whether it's a academic work or a research work that you are doing. May I request the organizers to kindly let me know if we can wrap up this, or I will probably then
Okay.
leave the practice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable time today and for taking this session. Ma'am, thank you for this insightful and interesting session. So, yes, ma'am, we can wrap up the session. So,
Thank you so much.
on behalf of Professor Gaurav Trivedi, sir, and the entire team of the ICT Academy, I'd like to thank you for the session.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, so if anyone has any other query, you can let us know. So we can wrap up the Thank you for making the day 7 of the FDP successful. Tomorrow we will meet again at 3 p.m. for the date of the FDP. So till then, if anyone has any queries, you can let us know in the chat section. Or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you and you can ask the question.
मेरा भी फोन नहीं उठाया एक सी का तो बोल ही दिया ना प्रोसेस कर चुके हैं actually think मैं partner delete करना hello हाँ विश्वन
Yes, Prabhu sir. You have any query?
personal इन लोगों पे तो कितने हुआ ना
Yes, Vijay Thakur sir, you all can leave. Those who do not have any query, you can leave from the session. The 75% active attendance in all the sessions combined is necessary for the certification. Dear participants, tomorrow the session will take place as usual. There is no holiday on account of Ganesh Chaturthi. The session will take place tomorrow from 2 to 6 p.m. So the attendance of day 6 has been updated in the attendance sheet. You all can check the attendance of day 6 has been updated in the attendance sheet. I will post this message in the WhatsApp and Telegram groups as well. Those who do not have any query, you can leave from the session. This is all for today.
Oh, please all of our time to the device.
I once again request all the participants to find their names in the respective academy tab, through which you all have registered for the FDP. Okay, all the names from all the academies are there in that one sheet. It is divided in 5 parts. Okay, one is the IIT Guwahati, second is the MNIT Jaipur, then IIIT in Jabalpur, IIT Kanpur, and NIT Patna. All the 5 academies are there in the list. You all can press Control F and then type your name, and you can find your name in the sheet. All the names are there. All the names that we have received from the respective academies are there in the sheet. If still you're not able to locate your name, then you can contact the academy through which you have registered, as the sheet includes all the names that we have received from the academy. Shilpa ma'am, all the sessions will be available on YouTube for lifetime. Okay, sure. I will be sharing the WhatsApp group link in the chat section once again. Those who do not have, those who have not joined the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group, you all can join the group from the link given in the chat section. Sir, MCQ 2 will be conducted on 28th August from 6 to 7 p.m. And I request you all to please make yourself available during that time, as we will not be able to reopen the quiz link for MCQ 2. So I once again request you all to kindly be present in the MCQ. Yes, ma'am, we have the FDP tomorrow. There are regular sessions tomorrow from 2 to 6. There is no holiday on account of Ganesh Chaturthi. The sessions were scheduled much before, so now we cannot alter the timings. The link to join the WhatsApp group has been shared in the chat section. Yeah, Shilpa ma'am, you can ask your query. Okay, dear participants, you all can unmute yourself now. We will be taking any queries from your end for another 10 minutes, and then we will wrap up the session. If there is no query from anyone's end, we can wrap up the session now.
Good evening, ma'am. When is the MCQ?
Sir, MCQ 2 will be conducted on 28th August, Thursday, from 6 to 7 p.m. The timings are the same, 6 to 7. It will be conducted on Thursday, and on Friday, we will be having the valedictory session of the FDP. Dear participants, MCQ 2 will be conducted on 28th August. It is a Thursday. The timings are the same. After the session is over, we will be having the MCQ from 6 to 7 p.m. Yes, ma'am. Someone was asking some question. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
What about certificate? Will we getting e-copy of the certificate or will we getting the physical one, ma'am? Just a query.
Sir, e-copy of the certificate you will receive.
Okay, so we will getting in respective mail or it will in drive only.
So we will be giving you all the drive link and you can download your certificate from there.
Okay, sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, others, sir, you can leave the session. Dear participants, those who do not have any query, please leave the session. This is all for today. Only those who have any queries can stay back and ask their questions. Thank you for making the day 7 of the FDP successful. And we will meet again tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the next session. The link to join the WhatsApp group is there in the chat section. So those who have not joined the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group, they can join it from here. Okay, thank you, dear participants. I think no one has any queries so far. So thank you all for today. We will meet again tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the day 8 of the FDP. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.